Arlene asked, should I go on field trips with or without parents? How long should I have the field trip? And where are some safe places to go? When I was doing field trips, the last thing I wanted to do was transport kids because I was just one preschool teacher and I had 6, 8, 10, 12 preschool students in every single class. So there's no way my car could even handle that, right? So because I couldn't transport them, I had to figure out a way that I could have the preschool parents take their kiddos to a field trip. Now, it's gonna get really awkward if they dropped them off at 9 o'clock and then I wanted them to pick them back up at 10 so we could go on a field trip for 30 minutes somewhere else, then drop them back off to preschool, then pick them up at 11:30. That doesn't make any sense, right? So instead, I just scrapped the preschool day. I said, on field trip days, there is no preschool. Instead, you're just gonna meet us at the field trip location. We will go through it together and then you will go on your way. Boom, problem solved. I don't need to transport kids. The parents come on the field trip with the kids. Yes! And then they go on their way afterward. So instead of a 2.5 hour preschool day, maybe the field trip's only an hour. Maybe it's only 45 minutes. That's a-okay. You do not have to have your field trips go for 2.5 hours. Now, if you're going to the zoo or other fun places like that, I get that it might turn into like a 2-hour field trip, but usually most field trips are going to be between 45 to 60 minutes. Now, I do not recommend doing preschool field trips that are about 30 minutes that parents are going to say, that's it. Like, they want to feel that if there was no preschool that day that they actually got more value on the field trip. And so that's definitely what I recommend. Another thing that I recommend is to actually not charge for any of your field trips. Now you might say, wait a second, Joy, like really, I'm going to pay for all the field trips? Yes. I always tell my preschool owners to become the premier preschool in their area. That means that they charge the highest amount of preschool tuition because they offer the most value. One of the ways to offer value is to be able to actually give free things in your preschool. Things like free family events, free holiday parties, free graduations, and free field trips, not just for the preschooler, but for the parents and any family members that want to come along. That's one of the things that I actually share with them in our tours when we're registering for our preschools. I share with them that, hey, you know, if our field trip's on a Wednesday, pull Johnny out of school. If grandma's in town, bring her too. Everybody comes to our field trips for free. Hey, real quick, do you want to start a preschool, but you have no clue how to do it? I mean, I know you're loving these videos, that's why you're here, but do you actually want the step-by-step process to get you from where you're at to having a successful preschool so you can stay home with your kids and finally create that consistent income? I've got exactly the right thing for you. I want to gift you a free copy of my book called Start Your Preschool. Guess what? This has over 300 pages teaching you how to do a local or an online preschool. It's my story of how I started my preschool and also how I've shared this knowledge and this mission with everyone over the past 10 years to help thousands of mothers start their own preschools as well. They've literally gone through this exact same training in my book. I want to get it to you so you can finally stay home with your kids. Don't wait. This is your chance. Get your free copy of my book. Simply go to freepreschoolbook.com or click the link in the description and I'll ship you out a copy for free. I hope you're loving these videos, but let's pause these videos for one quick sec and go get my book. Everybody comes to our field trips for free. And sometimes they will even text me and say, hey, I've got my neighbor who has a 3-year-old. Can they come? And I'll say, absolutely. That happens very rarely, so it's not a common thing. But is there a neighbor coming with a 3-year-old that's gonna see how fun my preschool is? Of course, so win-win, and I get to literally hang out with that person and show them how cool our preschool is, who's likely going to become a future preschooler one day as well. She was also asking, what are some areas that are safe to go on? I wouldn't really necessarily worry about the safe areas because pretty much any field trip that you go on with their parents coming are good to go, right? You've got your zoo, you've got a farm, like a petting zoo. You can do a farm, actual like a pumpkin patch. We've gone to Taekwondo studios. We've been to popcorn stores. We've been to police stations. We've been to fire stations. Really, the possibilities are endless. We've been to the library. We've been to the post office. Sometimes we've gone to the dentist's office. We've gone to a medical office. Sometimes though, when things are kind of small, like, hey, that one literally took about 30 minutes, buddy it up with another field trip. And I call them like a community field trip. So maybe we'll go to 2 places for one field trip, right? Like we'll buddy up the library with the grocery store. That's always a super fun one too. The grocery store usually takes you you around, and all the kiddos get food like a string cheese and an apple and a cookie from the bakery. And so it's like pretty fun because the kiddos think it's the best thing. Sometimes even our grocery store would give them a little balloon. Post in the comments where you've loved going with your preschool program. Where are your favorite field trips? And also, have you been the parent of a preschooler that someone else took them on a really cool field trip? Post those in the comments too. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe. We can't wait to be able to share this message with the rest of the world. See you on the next video.